Meet the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus, the best equipped model in the Redmi Note 13 range. This one goes above and beyond the other Redmi Notes, but are the upgrades worth the higher price tag? I'm Will for GSM Arena, and let's find out in our Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus review. When it comes to features, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus seems really well equipped, and it might surpass your expectations for a Redmi phone. It's a package befitting an upper mid-ranger, including a competitive chipset, super fast charging, IP68 waterproofing, and a whopping 200 megapixel main cam. Even design-wise, the Note 13 Pro Plus stands out from the rest of the Redmi pack with its curved glass. The back of the phone has a smooth matte finish, which is hard to smudge. Rather than a camera bump, you get separate camera rings, surrounded by a geometric pattern on the glass itself. Both the back and front glass curve into the thin plastic frame, which is supposed to have a shock-absorbing layer built in. The phone feels nice in hand, though it's not the most grippy because of the curves. Like I mentioned, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus has full IP68 rated ingress protection, a first ever for the Redmi Note series. The display of the phone is a 6.67-inch AMOLED with a 1220p resolution, a 120Hz refresh rate, and Gorilla Glass Victus protection. The panel's curvature is actually subtle and doesn't get in the way of your interactions, and its bezels are evenly thin, even flagship-like. You get good sharpness here at 446 ppi, as well as goodies like 12-bit color depth, HDR10+ video, and Dolby Vision. The max brightness is quite good here. We measured up to nearly 500 nits with the manual brightness slider, which can boost up to around 1300 nits in auto mode when in bright sun. That's in line with the other Redmi Note 13 models. And this display's 120Hz refresh rate is adaptive and works as expected. To save energy, it drops down to 60Hz when idling or showing static content. For audio, the Pro Plus has a pair of stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. Their loudness is good and the sound is nice. You get good vocals, well-presented highs, and alright bass. You can wake up and unlock the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus with an optical under-display fingerprint sensor. It's fast and reliable. The global variant of the phone comes with 256 or 512 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage on board, and that's not expandable through microSD. The interface of the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus is Xiaomi's MIUI 14, running on top of Android 13. All of the Redmi Note 13 models will get an update to HyperOS later on. You can check out our dedicated video if you're interested about the specific features of MIUI 14, and we'll drop a link to our HyperOS video too when it's ready. Xiaomi hasn't officially promised a specific amount of support, but it'll likely be 3 years of major Android updates and 4 years of security patches, just like on the Poco X6 phones. The chipset of this phone is a MediaTek Dimensity 7200 Ultra. It's quite competitive in this price range. In benchmarks, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus sits near the top of the mid-range charts, with one of the fastest GPUs in the class. The Pro Plus is powerful enough for both good everyday performance and a nice gaming experience too. And when it comes to thermal management, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus did a great job in our prolonged stress tests, without throttling. The battery life here is unimpressive. Despite having a 5000 mAh battery, the phone earned an active use score of just 10 hours and 38 minutes, with lackluster scores in the web browsing and gaming tests. There is support for super fast 120-watt charging though, and the charger comes in the box. With it, we were able to charge the phone from 0 to 67% in 15 minutes, and a full charge took just 25 minutes. Now we've made it to the cameras, which are the same as on the Redmi Note 13 Pro 5G. You get a main cam which packs a high-res 200 megapixel sensor, and that's paired with an 8 megapixel ultra-wide cam and a 2 megapixel macro camera. The main camera saves 12.5 megapixel photos due to pixel binning, and they're great. They have a lot of detail, high contrast, and accurate and lively colors. The dynamic range is adequate. Zooming in, you can see that the detail is not the most organic, but it's not bad either, especially for this class. 2x zoomed photos from the main cam are very good, almost as good as the default 1x ones. Like many other phones, in low-light conditions, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus applies night mode processing automatically, as it sees fit. Nighttime photos from the main cam are impressive. They're rich in detail, with no visible noise, and there's wide dynamic range and likable colors. The highlights are handled well too. You can record 4K videos with the main cam, and they're great. They have a high level of detail, a pleasant overall rendition, and true-to-life colors. They're also noise-free, and they have high contrast and good dynamic range. Electronic stabilization is always on, and it does a decent job. The low-light 4K videos from the main camera are a bit noisy, but they're also bright and colorful, with a good dynamic range and plenty of detail. On to the ultra-wide cam. Its photos are alright, with enough detail, accurate colors, but limited dynamic range. At night, the ultra-wide's photos have okay detail and color saturation, but there's still nothing too fancy. The 1080p videos from the ultra-wide camera are okay. They're not very detailed, but they have good dynamic range. The 2-megapixel macro camera is quite basic, and its photos don't have a lot of detail. The colors and contrast are good though. And selfies from the 16-megapixel front-facing cam are good. They have a pleasant look with enough detail, excellent exposure, nice colors, and wide dynamic range. So there you have it folks, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus. There's a lot to like here. There's an excellent OLED display, a good chipset, nice speakers, blazing fast charging, and capable cameras. And don't forget the ingress protection. The main downside is the uninspiring battery life, but with charging this fast, it might not be an issue for you. If you're looking for a phone with upper mid-range specs and a competitive price, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus is one of the most value-packed out there, and it's definitely worth recommending. Thanks for watching guys. Here are a couple of alternatives on our channel, the OnePlus Nord 3 and the Samsung Galaxy A54. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.